The Supreme Court has consistently affirmed that accessibility is absolutely inseparable from the constitutional values of equality and dignity, and that persons with disabilities must be able to participate in public life on an equal basis. The court and the department believes that rights cannot remain only in policy documents. They must translate into real access in accessible reading educational materials in our schools, our workplaces, the courts, transportation systems, public buildings. And that is why we have been directed to ensure that the accessibility standards are non negotiable and that universal design is the design that is default because inaccessible built environment is not merely an inconvenience. It is a barrier to the individual, a barrier to the citizen of our country. And India's commitment to the Right of Persons with Disabilities Act of 2016, aligned with the UNCRPD, makes sure and loudly so that accessibility should be enforceable and measurable. There have been some efforts in this direction. Indicators like 78% of schools having ramps and ramps with handrails. Many of the government buildings covering different cities, including tier 2 and tier 3 being accessible, railways having many certain accessibility features, there is a lot of work that still remains to be done. But over the last few years, our approach has become even more clearer. We must now move from goodwill to systems, from isolated retrofittings to a universal design by default. And universal design, not as an add on, but the very foundation, because it supports not just older people, children, pregnant women, people with temporary injuries, and citizens navigating crowded public infrastructure, along with persons with disabilities. And universal design needs to be integrated at the planning stage. It needs to be more affordable, sustainable, and absolutely equitable. I think we have reached an important conversation, and many deliberations today will also point towards that. As we move forward, I would like to highlight three priorities: universal design in all new construction, retrofitting with positive and proper checklist outcomes. It have to be measured through end-to-end user experience and not token compliance. And capacity building and convergence. Architects, engineers, planners, institution, disability stakeholders have to work together because inclusion cannot be achieved in silos. Built environment is, in my opinion, a mirror of our values. If our buildings exclude, our society excludes. But if our buildings include, we build a nation that is stronger, fairer, and future ready. And let us make universal design the default so that dignity is not requested, but guaranteed. Thank you so much for listening to me so patiently.